What's up, everybody? This is Bose for our Week 1 matchup in the PWC against Draco and the Australian Avaluggs. As I said in my draft analysis video, which if you haven't checked out, if you click on my channel, it'll be the first video up. His team is kind of scary. Mainly the Mega Gardevoir, the Lander T, and the Volcania. They can do a lot of damage if not knock out Mega Metagross, which is the main stable point of our team. That being said, our team is an AV Zumro with a Life Orb Balati, a physically defensive Miltank with Rocky Helmet. We also have our Mega Metagross, especially defensive Cress, and then Leavanny here to try to set up sticky webs. At that point, I'm just trying to slow down things like, well, on this team really, Mega Gardevoir and Volcania at this point. Obviously, to bring a couple Levitate users and stuff like that. So at this point, because he does have the Volcanion, I do want to switch out, or I do want to lead off with my Miltank, get up Stealth Rocks as soon as possible, and kind of limit the amount of switch-ins this thing gets. So what I will do is I will Toxic first turn, because he did lead off with it, and just start dwindling things down. He does switch out to his Electros now, so at this point, I do set up Stealth Rocks while he knocks off. Smart move on his part. When I switch out and stuff like that. Does knock off the Rock Hand, which kind of sucks, but whatever. So at this point, I'm just going to body slam, get up damage. Does a good chunk of damage while his Drain Punch really doesn't do that much. So I can almost take it out. He can't though, so I'm going to Moltres no matter what. I'm going to stay here as long as I can. Excuse me. Since it switches into his Gogoats, I do want to Toxic it and dwindle this thing down. Don't let this thing just sit around for a while. Here's what I did not expect, is a Trick Room. Excuse me, which is pretty smart. Actually, my team is pretty fast. The Lander T is most likely abandoned at this point because it is a Trick Room team. And the Leavanny is basically useless to me. So, kind of going at this with a 5-on-6 mindset. He does miss the Will-O-Wisp, which kind of sucks, but I do Moltres just to make sure I'm at full. At this point, we do both switch out. He switches out into his Lander T. I'm going to switch out into Crest, which kind of sucks, but I can take a hit. Especially for a knockoff, but I don't think he would go. He just U-turns, as I thought he was banded, so I was right. Switches down to his Mega Gardevoir. I can't really touch this thing with it. Said I do it by Ice for the Lander T. So yeah, I really can't do much. I'm going to switch out expecting a Shadow Wall into my Miltank, which I am right on, so that's a good prediction. So yeah, at this point, I'm just going to Body Slam. As you can tell, he switches into Gogoats that I am not scrappy. I am thick fat for that Volcania. At this point, I do switch out. I do want to leave any kind of sack this thing off on the expected Trick Room. So yeah, at this point, I'm just gonna Axe Scissor and see what I can do. For some reason, he does switch out into his Electros though, which does kill it. So the first kill this season goes to Leavanny, probably the only one of the year. So I can focus that, so I can get off more damage. He does U-turn. Surprisingly, it does not take me out though. Goes back into his Gogoats. I do crit him here. Kind of unfortunate, but doesn't really matter, in my opinion, to be honest. Yeah, he's just going to kill this thing at this point with the Seed Bomb. Go back to 5-5 and even it out. I'm going to go into my Crest here, because he can't really do much, and does allow me to Moonlight and get my health back. As you can see here, it does 90%, so really nothing. Toxic damage is going to take toll, so at this point when Trick Room fades out, a Psychic or an Ice Beam, it doesn't really matter. We'll take it out, which is why I said the crit didn't really matter. Ice Beam would have taken it out. He does go on to his Porygon 2. I cannot touch this thing, but what I can do is I can D-Wave it, which does help out later. Excuse me. I am going to go on to my Zumro because I do have knockoff on it to knock off that Eviolite, which really does help out in the long run. T-Bolt really can't do much to me, so at this point, I'm going to put on offensive pressure and just keep play roughing. And we trade play roughs and recovers for a while. I'm waiting for either a Para or for Trick Room to run out so I can 2 KO this thing. At this point, at this recover, I do miss. See, which doesn't really matter because in 2 turns, I believe, he does get pair, which does allow me to take this thing out. So, one train, there it is, and the player takes it out easily. So yeah, we have a strong 5-3 lead, Volcanian. At this point, I'm just going to sack off my Zermal, can't really do much. Was going for a knockoff there, but whatever. So at this point, I do go out into my Moltane just to Toxic it. I just want to get off as much residual damage as I can. So Toxic is a great way to do that. I do Milk Drink here just in case he does for some reason switch out. Doesn't take me out, but he does. So yeah, at this point, 75%, I am pretty safe to go into my Lottie and fire off and Draco Meteor. And it lives on 1, which is surprising. Doesn't really matter though with the Toxic, it does take it out, so just me, I know at this point he is going to go into his Mega Gardevoir. I had to switch out. So I'm going to switch out into my Cress. So I'm figuring into Shadow Ball after he sets up this Trick Room. And this thing is useless to me at this point. I can't really do much. The one thing I can do though, I think though I do 9%, is I can try to D-Wave it and slow it down. No, slow it down, try to Paris and stuff like that. Lander does come out though, which is good for him because this does nothing. I was thinking about Ice Beaming there, but I didn't. So yeah, a knockoff takes me out easily. Here's the thing. At this point, the only way for him to really win, in my opinion, is to, the best chance for him to win, is to stay in a knockoff. Get rid of the Lottie, and then try to do as much damage to that Mega Metagross as you can, and hope something happens, like a Meteor Mash, Miss, that's hard to say, and stuff like that. But instead, I thought he Mind Switch out to set up the Trick Room again then, so I don't Draco. Instead, I Psychic, which is good because Stealth Rock plus Psychic damage, it does 2-hit KO, which means Trick Room is not going back up because that thing is banded. I'm feeling pretty good at this point. I have this game pretty much on lockdown. At this point, I do kind of go for style points. I do try to end it on a Draco against Draco, but I miss. Knockoff takes me out, but like I said, it didn't really matter because there is no way in hell Mega Metagross with Tough Claws and Ice Punch cannot take out a 50% land OT. It's pretty much impossible. So yeah, that is a win, a narrow 1-0 win. So hey, we start off 1-0, which is always good. Our next game is against my good buddy Dave. So yeah, good luck Dave in our next battle, and see you guys later.